check, 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 check. That should be much better. It'll take about 10 seconds to hit YouTube, maybe 20. John, let me know if that works for you. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Is that a little bit better, gang? Let me know if it's too hot or too soft, and hopefully that fixed it. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that comment. What I was saying is I've got a bunch of new technology here, and I'm just trying to get everything working. I think I've got a lot of potential with all this. I'm hoping you guys have a really clean view of what's going on. But drop me another note in the chat if you don't mind, and hopefully that will do it. We can add that there, which is cool, to show comments. I used to be really slick with this, but it's been a minute, so we're gonna have to kind of remember how to do. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here, buddy. While we're doing it, we're going to resize these so they're not behind there, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so tonight, sounds like the first part of the stream I must have been muted, so I really appreciate that. So yeah, let's hop over here for a second. So I'm Andy. This is Blissbrick Studios. Thanks for dropping in. Great to be here. And tonight we're going to be working on the Monochrome Minifigure Habitats. And tonight, as you can tell, we're doing red. So here is my Monochrome Minifig in red. And this actually presents a bit of a challenge. There he is. In that we're going to build just an 8x8 habitat, or start it at least. But we have to do it all using red pieces, which is always, you know, a bit of a challenge, right? So we're going to see what we can come up with here. I'm going to go back to the other camera. And if you're jumping in, please drop me a note in the chat. I'm just using some new tech and want to make sure everybody can see and hear clearly. I've got it over here on the side. Looks like it's working. So right now, I think what I'm going to do, I would love to know how this is. That hopefully it's not too loud because this mic should be going this direction, but let me know. I've got some parts here I'm going to just pick out. And we'll get to building a little bit, I think. See if we can get this 8x8 base established. So I need some plates here. And then we'll go from there. So let's see what we got here. Cool. Good. So this part's a little tricky because I think I'm going to need some tiles to establish my base here. So I need to go 8x8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we need another row there. Something like that is where we need to land. So let me see what else I can find in here. Just trying really hard to use pieces that I already have. Trying not to have to order a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we could do that. That's a starting point. Ideally, I would have like tiles or something, but I don't think I have them in red. There we go. Here's some 1x1s. And we'll get, let's say, that way. So our front is going to be kind of there. And I just have to figure out how I'm going to get all that clipped together. Let's look for some longer pieces. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Like I said, thanks for hopping on the stream. It's been a while since I've been online, but I'm looking forward to doing this more often. And as I said, I've got some technology that I just got and hoping to use. All right, I've gotten myself in a conundrum here. This is kind of a cool piece. If you guys can see this, there it is, this fender here. And I got to figure out how to make that camera not time out. So let's see. Go like this. That's going to offset that by a plate, though. So I'm going to want to raise this up a little bit, So yeah, I've gotten a few of these done already. It was really fun. Um, I did one in old gray, and I did another one in tan, and then yeah, okay, Andy, that's what I need. Then I did another one in reddish brown. And I've started those three. There's like 53 colors or something like that available. So it's quite a bit of stuff that is possible. And these are kind of fun. Yeah, we're just going to see. Oh, look at this piece. That'd be kind of cool to include somehow on the wall. All right. So what I like to do is just basically lay this out. And then use what I see in here to get some inspiration for some ideas. I see a couple of these round pieces. Got a couple of door frames. That would be interesting. So I need to lay down one of these. Boom, boom. And that will hold together that. Wow, my new storage is working. Look at that. So, okay. Getting there. Okay, cool. Starting to get it rolling here. Thanks, everybody. If you're just jumping in, I'm dealing with a little new technology here, but I'd love it if you drop me a note in the comments. Just let me know that you can hear everything. And we are working on our monochrome habitat in red. So now I'm going to take this 2x2. I got a little anxious there because I wanted to get this thing built, the bottom of it. And this is where we're at so far. So where's that at? Is it better if I hold it up there? Maybe not. I'll just go like this. So you can see we've got our 8x8 plate established by layering basically 2 plates. A lot of people use tiles, but I don't have a lot of red tiles. But I do have these door frames here, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe that would be cool. So drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Which of these pieces that you see, and I'll give you another look at the bin I'm working from. Do you see anything in here that you think would be cool to put into our monochrome minifigure habitat? Let's see. Make sure my mic stand is tight. It's moving around on me a little bit. Feels good to get moving on this stuff again. Alex says the red one. That's right. Okay, cool. So here's a brick. I'm going to need that. I'm seeing some round pieces. These fender pieces are really interesting, so I might try to work those in. And I keep finding these, which are sort of strange pieces. So let's see how that goes. And another door frame. Door frame could be cool. The only issue is, all right, so we got to make that hang off 1 to follow the build standard. Just a little bit. That's a 1x6x5, and I have to go up 8. So we could go 1, 2. Now you can see this thing is starting to quickly, when you use pieces like that, suddenly it comes into focus really quickly. The only problem is, we don't have, well, that's kind of cool. If we hang the fender off of the edge here, it just leaves a lot of empty space. That camera keeps dying. So, have to think about this one, I think. I don't think we're going to want more than 2 door frames, if any, to be honest. The other cool thing is, if you want to, we can make this really simple to start with. We can hang a 2x2 off the back, because what's on the back of these does not matter. They are 1x2 brick, which I have over here in my stash. Let's go like this, and then like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments if everything's sounding okay. Is the mic too hot, or it should be just right? I don't see it clipping. Yeah, just kind of trying out some new tech here, trying to make sure, get everything talking and working correctly. So if we do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to overlap this. One of those. All right. So now you can see the habitat is starting to kind of come together. You can see I've got my 8x8 base. And oh, interesting, the focus box came back on that. Thanks, Rain. Appreciate you being here. First time using this microphone, so I just wanted to make sure everything is sounding good. So, but what I was saying earlier is I got to figure out how to get that focus box to go away. Sorry. But you can see the part on the back hanging off because I used a 2x brick, but it doesn't matter because when this is done, all you're going to see is that vantage point there. And you won't see the part hanging off the back. So for now, we keep building. Let's get this thing moving. The nice thing about these habitats is like I'm kind of in favor of just keep them moving. And then if you don't like it, like once I establish the kind of structure, I can always go in and undo it. I think just getting the first draft up makes me kind of often feel a little like, things are established. So let's see here. Get a little bit creative and put this. So this is where you can use kind of a, that's really hard to see because it's so red. But you can see I just put that snot brick on there, and then you can hang like a fender of a car off of there. But because everything has to be in red, then it starts to make kind of interesting shapes, and you sort of don't see things the way that you're used to seeing them. They kind of take on a different identity in a way, I guess. All right, so we got to go one more up. I'll show you all how this works. Let's see here. Put that there. Use this here. I'll go back here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And now we have one side of the wall done. So you can see I'm 4 bricks high there. And you can see one side is hanging off on the edge. And then at this point, we're going to start making it hang off on that. I have to finish that side, and then it's going to hang off on the other side, which is how it will connect to the next one, which I'll show you at the end. So let's see what else we can get going here. Also, I want to kind of pay attention to, it looks like you all are seeing this upside down. So I think on the next stream, I'm going to figure out how to turn the camera so that you're kind of seeing it from my perspective instead of upside down. And we'll see how much help that is as we keep doing these. Appreciate you all tuning in. So is anybody building any Lego this summer? Drop me a note in the comments and let me know. that I'm going to take out for now. Anybody buy any sets for the August 1st releases that just happened this week? I know a lot of people in my community were out and about the other day grabbing a bunch of stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to want this. And this. We have a lot of 2x bricks in here. This is turning out to be pretty basic at the moment, but that's okay. We will try to upgrade it once we get things rolling a little bit. Feeling kind of simplistic right now. It's just basically bland walls. So got to figure out what to do to kind of step it up a little bit. So if I go over here, I'll show you all how this is going to work. So maybe we add these here or something. And then we add our monochrome minifig here. You can kind of start to see what this is going to look like if I get the focus going. So we're halfway there. We have to go up another 4 bricks. But you can see the background is like really, really simple right now, which, like I said, isn't the worst way to start. At least it's there. And then we'll go back in once that structure's there and figure out, okay, maybe we want to do something a little bit more interesting. So the red man, that's right, Rain. Yeah, so a lot of people, so there's 53 colors that you can do this in. And let me grab one and I'll show you a finished product. All right. So here is one that I built in tan. And you can kind of see this is a build standard called a minifigure habitat that lots of people build, and it's just an 8x8 plate on space on the bottom of some kind, and then you can use any, you can do them however you want. So here's, you normally you would use all different colors and pick a minifigure like Batman that you like, and then build him a I don't know, you know, a kind of him relaxing or having fun at the dentist office or something, you know, just get as creative as you want. But there's this specific sector of habitat building that people do called monochrome habitats, where they pick only one color. So you can see I need the minifigure head in tan. And then from there, come on, camera. From there, we I'll basically be done with this one. So I just used a whole bunch of different pieces and came up with this in tan. So I got to order the head. You can see there's like a bread piece in there and a bunch of curves and all kinds of different stuff. And so this is, whoops, that's what a finished one looks like. That's kind of what we're shooting for there. So I'll set him here. And so, Rain, you had the comment of the red man, but sometimes people will give these like this, and in sort of ended up looking like sand or something. Obviously, tan reminds us of that, and so people will kind of name their characters because they're limited by only the parts that they can find in that one color, and so yeah, they have a lot of fun. So. Rain says, I don't really keep up with Lego sets. Any standouts this month? There's a ton. August 1st is the biggest Lego release of the year. And so a lot of people a lot of people go out on the first and buy Lego sets. I think the Star Wars sets that came out are pretty cool. But I like Star Wars stuff a lot. So it just depends on, I guess, kind of what you're into. All right. How are we going to bridge that gap? Okay. We might have our first design upgrade here. So I put those two curved pieces in and then a brick on top. Come on, camera, focus. And you can see it creates kind of a cool negative space there. So, so sometimes I will do things like that to see what I can draw out of the texture. So we're starting to get some more interesting designs. So what if I mirrored that on the other side? Put that one ahead over there. Let's see what this looks like. So let's see how we're doing here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to need a plate. 1 by 2. Make that even out. Then we got to lock this in to the this is kind of an interesting piece here. You can see it's a Technic piece. It has this hole on the bottom, but could be kind of cool for some kind of little design detail. So let's see what we can do there. Lock that in. I'll go over here so you guys can see a little bit better. So this is kind of what, again, sorry it's upside down. It's kind of neat. I like the way that looks on the back wall. So I think we're onto something there. And this is kind of it. You just keep being creative and see what you can come up with. Now I'm adding 2 of those car ridges there. That's maybe better if I just put it on the side for you guys so you can see. Let me know how that looks. So I added those 2 details there, and we're almost to the top. We need to go to where this plate is on the very, very top, and that is the end. So let's see what we got here. Figure out how to use a different connection. All right. My camera keeps timing out. I got to get into the settings and tell it to stop doing that. Sorry. All right. Let's add this circular piece on the front. Could be kind of interesting. And then this. So that is 1, 2, 3. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Gotta get all the way up there. Sometimes I'm a little bashful about stacking plates together because they can be hard to get apart. So it makes you not really want to use them. All right. So there we go. Put those plates on there. Then put this one here. And now we're evened up. And just to finish this off quickly, I'm just going to throw this on here. And then we need a 2x2. You can see right there on the side camera. Excuse me. And that is it. Nope, I messed it up. Oh my gosh. What are you doing, Andy? That is not it. Hang on a second. I forgot to reduce it. Oh gosh, this whole thing just fell apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. That has to move in an entire brick. There. All right, give me a second to try to recreate this here. And then we should be good. Just move that up now. Yeah, good. 3, 4. And then that has to go away. And then where's this part? Right here. Okay. Pretty fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. All right. I think we got it. So, except my minifig was lost. There he is. So let's go take a look at this very first draft. So this is done. And you can see this side is where I had made the mistake. But I need that stud to hang off there so that the next one can connect in. So the way they work is then this snaps on there, except this is in my way. So I got to make sure that that doesn't work. But eventually that will basically sit like this, and then they can kind of snap together, and then you can display them on top of each other as well, using these tiles on the top, and that makes them smooth so they're easy to pop in and out. So you can see this one's like detailed and this one's kind of simple, but not a bad start for 30 minutes or so of building. What do y'all think? What's your favorite part and what's your least favorite part? Where should we upgrade it next? I added this little circular plate on the bottom, and I'm just kind of messing around with those little bricks there, seeing if maybe we want to add some round elements. So drop me a comment in the chat. What do you guys think? And while you're there, go ahead and like the video because that makes YouTube happy. So that's the first draft. We've got a little bit of decoration going on right here and some negative space there using those curved bricks, which is kind of cool. You can kind of see through there. So I'd love to maybe build on that idea a little bit, but this is, I think, kind of a cool way to start. And then we've got all these curved pieces here. Sorry, the other side, kind of sticking out. So might want to implement that a little bit more. Rain says they like the curves. Yeah, cool. Appreciate that, Rain. Thanks for hanging out. All right. So now it's done, but we basically have to undo all of our work. So we're going to maybe spend a little more time on this and see. I just found another one of these pieces over there on the side. So maybe we could work that in. I think we're not going to use these doors. So throw them back in the bucket. I found another one of these pieces, and also we got a lot of those actually. And this curved piece, maybe we could, it's kind of similar to what we've been looking at. So maybe we can just like fill up this whole bottom with some of those types of things. And then I need what we call a snot brick, which stands for studs not on top, which is how I was able to mount. Here we go. Nope. That's how I was able to mount the one on the sides like this. It pops off because there's studs on this side of that brick, if you see, and then that allows me to clamp them on there just like that. So found a couple more circle things here. This piece is kind of interesting. Got two of those so far, so we'll see if we can figure out a way to use. How does that connect? Interesting. Thanks so much for joining me here tonight, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm just getting back to streaming. I used to do this quite a bit and battling a little bit of new technology tonight, but hopefully things are looking clear. I got a nice camera set up and microphone, a couple different angles. Hopefully you guys can see well. Here's the other angle. I know how to fix this after the stream. I just have to change a setting on the camera and it won't go to sleep so quickly. Do not want it to save battery while we're while we're live, so I'll fix that for next time. But yeah, drop me a note in the comments if you're hanging out, and really excited to get back to this. Always is a nice way to hang out with everybody while we do some building and talk about all things Lego. Here's kind of a cool piece, also round. So let's see here. How do we want to go about this? Let me know if you like any of these pieces on the mat. I'm trying to leave them kind of spread out so you can see them a little bit better. So this, I do have more of these, which we used to build in these curves. I wonder if we should try to work those in, or should we mirror this here, try to mirror that over here, because I could probably find some of those pieces. We've got this. Tricky stuff. Yeah. Also, I'd like to figure out a way for the bottom half to not be so strict. It's just kind of basic down there. So I'm trying to look for ideas now for what we might do to fill that up. All right, got some new pieces to choose from here. So I think we can add this in here. And then another circle in the back maybe. Gotta kind of figure out how we're going to fill out this bottom part. Appreciate everybody hanging. I'll be doing these weekly, so if you want to build along with me, you can start your own habitat series, or you could bring a set. Totally up to you. I'm also going to be doing some like studio projects rather, sorting, things like that. Might as well hang out while we do it. All right, so that's looking kind of interesting. What are we going to do here? Oh, cool. I think I have another one of those. I do. Wow. Okay. And what do y'all think of that? On the bottom there, kind of got some more texture going, and it's also covering the bottom a little bit more. I'll show you up here. There we go. Starting to kind of take a little shape. Really don't know why that box is on my camera right there. It's driving me crazy. We'll get it. We'll get it. I'm a big believer in learning through iteration, so. We will get it. Figure it out as we go. What do we want to do with this? It's kind of cool. And now I think I'm going to let you guys see if I can work this curved piece in that I was showing you. I have two of them. What happens if I get this out, put that back there, create. Interesting. It did it again. All right, let's go back here and show you what I did now. So I put that curved piece in right there, and then I added this window to connect the two pieces because it needs, put that back in a minute, but yeah, if we go like this, you can see what's going on there. All right, so there it is. Check it out. See that? Adds some detail and covers up the blandness, so we can kind of layer things that way. And then you can see there's that little spot right there. Boy, it's just trying to get it super clear. That needs something to hold it stuck together. So there you go. See that? Cool. All right. Now I want to use these somehow. Need another way to stick that on. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Ooh. show you what I'm doing here. So I did have this piece that I was showing you that can go on this pin and it spins. Could be kind of interesting. So usually around this time I'll start to like design a little like okay, I'm seeing a lot of curves and like maybe these are fans or something, and it kind of becomes sort of whimsical, and then you kind of just run with this story, you know, or this idea around these different things in the build. So yeah, but you don't want it to be too busy either. So see if I can. Kind of reminds me of the way like kids build. You know, there's no rules, which is kind of cool. All right, so here's what we got now. And got to figure out where the minifig's going to go. It's getting a little crowded in there. So I think we want to bracket here. I'm going to grab a couple pieces from the wall. 1 second. Drop me a note in the chat and let me know what you think. Here's what we got going so far. I'll put him right there where you can see him. That's our red monochrome minifigure habitat. So I need okay, y'all. I got some more of those snot bricks I was telling you about, which will allow me to take some of these off on here and get a little more detail popping, hopefully, on our build. Boom. 5. Okay. There we go. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Like I said, we're just getting back to streaming. Hope everything sounds okay, looks okay, and yeah, we'll have some fun here. Do some more things in the near future, so keep an eye on the channel. Feels like it needs like one more thing there. And maybe I don't think we want to cover that up. So what do we think of this now? It's so bright. Let me take my lights down a little. Actually think that will help make it really clear. Actually, let's do this. Can you see that? So it's getting a little crowded in there. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think we were on to something. It's not a bad first draft, certainly serviceable, but I feel like the story is lacking a little bit. I like those windows and then the negative space showing through, and I like the details up on the walls, those kind of bent hooded pieces, and then those things right there up at the top. I feel like we got some cool details down here on the bottom, but I feel like it's not super clear like what it is or what it could be. What do you guys think? Drop me a note in the chat and tell me what you think is missing or what would add to this. What kind of story does this start to tell you? And then maybe we can run with that and get it moving. And if you're new, I'll show you, this is another one that I've done that is in tan. And you can kind of see what they can turn into. Now that guy's head is supposed to be tan. But otherwise, go here, you can see them next to each other. And again, I'll turn them upside down so that you guys can see them right side up. I'll fix that next time. But that's kind of what they look like then when they're next to each other. And you do them in every color. There's 50 some colors. Looks pretty cool, right? And this minifig head will be tan. So it's all monochrome. It's all the same color. And I don't know, it's kind of lava-like, you know, like kind of, it's sort of drippy, which is cool. Seeing it next to the tan actually helps it, I think. It's a little hard looking at all the red at one time. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a decent draft to start with. Drop me a note in the comment. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we're gonna go through and try and do all 53 of these. I have to get a bunch of parts in a different bunch of colors, and then slowly but surely I'll just kind of add them up and put them together until we have something that we really, really like. And then I can always go back and like add detail. But I think the first step is just get a draft that, you know, feels good and feels like, oh, don't do that. Feels like it's working. Let me even do this for the lighting. See that? Oh yeah, there we go. Brought another light in over top. Yeah, that helps a lot. So there we go, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging. I think we're going to wrap it up there tonight. So the tan one was done before, and I'll show you also the dark old gray. Hang on a second. This is definitely my favorite one that I've done so far. So if you're new to Lego, they have two versions of gray. They have light bluish gray and dark bluish gray. But that changed a few years back. And before that, it was just dark gray and light gray. And this is that dark gray color that is kind of hard to get your hands on. But I happened to buy a lot of this from somebody locally, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And I had got all these old gray parts. You can see they've just kind of got a like duller color to them. But I had all these cool parts with the pipes and stuff, and I kind of made this guy. Also, I need to deck out. You see how the minifig, I found the cool helmet. I need this red guy needs some, he needs some stuff. And I feel like the story that comes through on this one is much, much more clear than what I've got going right now with the red one. So we'll keep working on it. We'll put it together. And then also, I already showed you the tan one, and these are kind of more close to being finished. So when they're done, I can pop them in like this, and you can see they sit next to each other. And then I have one more that I've been working on, which is this guy. He's also in draft mode. This is reddish brown. Look at him. Pretty crazy, right? I had all these Palisade bricks, like a lot of them. But then I had that minifig cover where they're dressed like a tree. And then I just started kind of running with the tree idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I just had them and I had some Technic bricks that I could pop them into. So I thought I would try it. This is only halfway up, so I still have to go quite a bit higher and definitely add some variation, but he's kind of cool. What do you think of this one? So monochrome habitats are coming together one at a time, and now today we've added a first draft, at least, of red. Like I said, the minifig needs some work. He's a little boring. It's also just like bulkier because I used all these 2x, so I'll probably go back and like trim those back and just pull some specific parts out of my collection to get that going, and then we'll go from there. So I always really appreciate you all hanging out on these streams. If you're new here, I'm Andy. This is Bliss Brick Studios. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me there at Bliss Brick Studios, where I post pretty much every day. And also, that's a really good place to keep up with when the next streams are. I'm going to be trying to share every week when the streams are, whether it's here on YouTube, and I'd like to start streaming on Twitch as well. But also, I'm going to be starting up my Whatnot streams again, selling Lego and doing giveaways and hanging out. So if you're interested, you can follow me on Instagram to get all that information. I post at the front of the week when those streams are going to be each week. I try to keep them fairly regular, but my work schedule sometimes, like, it can't always be this day at this time. And so I just post at the beginning of the week when the streams are going to be for the week, which has been a lot of fun. So appreciate you all hanging with me, and hope to see you again here next time, and hope you have a great night. Thanks a lot.